Here is this beautiful Ableton file. I've taken the original audio, I've put it in there, and I've added the warp markers to it. And then what I'm doing here, let's just go right here to this screen. You can see that this box for lead and follow is checked, and that means that all of these warp markers are going to be the leader for Ableton. In other words, all of the tempo variations, because this was recorded before they recorded things with a click track, all those tempo variations, Ableton's just going to follow them, and it's going to adjust the grid to match the audio. We're not changing anything about the audio. You could, however, change the audio very easily. You could go in here and you could click this, so now it's on follow and it's going to follow what's in there. What I would do though is I would right click up here in this tempo thing and do unfollow tempo automation. And now you can do, you could put in any tempo that you want to in here, as slow as you want, and you could take any section that is giving you some trouble. And you can play it basically as slow as you want to, or I mean, I guess you could play it, let's play it super fast. Anyways, you can do whatever you want to with that. It's about 86 is the original tempo. Speaking of sections, you can click on these little sections that I've put in here, and these sections match the chart one for one. Every measure is the same that's in there. So if you're looking at the re-intro, starts at measure 28 here, starts at measure 28 in Sibelius, in that PDF that you'll see. And anytime you want to take one of those things and loop it, you can just do Command L. That's gonna open up that loop, turn that loop on for you. Let's talk about some other things that are in here. That's the original audio. Here's the backing track audio. What I've done here is I've broken this out so that each of the guitars gets its own, like we can hear this thing. So I can hear just that guitar part, or just this guitar part, or just this guitar part. Cool. And if I have those guitar parts ready, I can go ahead and play them along with this. I can just take whatever part I'm going to do and I can mute that. These are these yellow buttons that are right here. Speaking of yellow buttons, I've mapped some of these keyboard commands for you. Original audio is going to turn on and off with the letter O. Backing track audio going to turn on and off with the letter B. There's also this, I just hit the number 1 and you can see it jumped all the way back to the beginning. That's because I mapped this thing right here, so you can always skip back to the beginning. And I have the click track audio on, which means you've got this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you don't want to hear that, I mapped that to C, so you can just hear it without that click track in there, or you can turn it on and off with the C. If you want to use the system metronome, that's mapped to K. This is most of what you need to know in order to play around with this, and you can have a really good time getting in here, learning all these parts. And once you've learned the basic parts, or I should say once you've learned one basic part, because they're pretty repetitive, once you sort of get them under your fingers, I highly recommend you go in here, do Command T to add another audio track, set it up, and record yourself playing it, because you're going to learn so much more from recording yourself and going, oh, is that what I sound like? I should fix that. Yeah, you're going to learn more that way than any other way I have ever encountered. Anyways, I hope this is helpful. Let me know if there's something I didn't cover, and I can try to answer that too. Thanks.